It was supposed to be a quiet, cozy weekend. The kind of weekend Kelly, Ripa and Mark Consuelos had been looking forward to for weeks. Their daughter Lola, a senior in college now, was coming home for the first time in months. There would be homemade pasta, family board games, late-night chats on the couch. The smell of cinnamon rolls in the morning. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just a slice of ordinary life. Just time with their girl. But as Kelly said on their morning show the following week, equal parts laughing and mortified, something bad happened. It started innocently enough. Lola arrived Friday night, wheeling her suitcase through the front door, a little more grown up than the last time they'd seen her, wearing oversized sunglasses and clutching a tote bag that was definitely not mine, as Kelly pointed out. Kids these days swap clothes like currency, Mark chimed in, chuckling. I'm pretty sure the tote has been passed around more than a vintage record at a Brooklyn flea market. Kelly and Mark recounted the story live on air during a special segment called Empty Nest Chronicles, a tongue-in-cheek title they'd coined for their occasional updates about life after their kids moved out. She gets in, gives us big hugs, Kelly began, then she drops her bag and goes, is my room still pink? Lola's childhood bedroom, still painted in the soft pastel pink she'd picked out at age 10, had become a sore point of contention. While Kelly saw it as a shrine, Mark had been quietly campaigning to turn it into a yoga room. She walks in and gasps, Mark said, trying not to laugh. The yoga mats, the incense, my Himalayan singing bowl, all in the corner where her bookshelf used to be. She turns to me and says, so I've been replaced by chakras. Kelly said. I told her she should be flattered. Not everyone gets reincarnated as inner peace. But that wasn't the bad part. Not yet. Saturday morning was supposed to be simple, a family brunch, followed by a walk through Central Park. Mark had even promised to make his famous avocado toast, which, according to Kelly, takes him an hour because he composes each piece like it's a Monet. The three of them were in the kitchen, the sun was streaming in, the toaster was humming, when Lola said the words that set everything in motion. Hey, is the Wi-Fi password still the same? In any other house, a benign question. In the Ripa Consuelos household, a ticking time bomb. You see, since their kids moved out, Kelly and Mark had, let's just say, relaxed some of their digital boundaries. There were no filters, no screen time limits, and definitely no consideration for shared devices. Lola, trying to get online, tapped into the family iPad. That was the moment it all went wrong. Kelly was in the middle of whisking eggs when she heard a gasp, followed by a strangled, oh my god. Lola stood frozen, staring at the screen, face slowly turning red. Mark looked over her shoulder, his face dropping. Oh, no. What Lola had stumbled upon, quite accidentally, was not a recipe app. Not a meditation timer, but rather a photo album, one innocently titled, La Dolce Vita. Inside, a curated collection of, how shall we put this, married people, selfies. Yes, that kind. I'm not saying they were explicit, Kelly explained on air, but let's just say I will never look at our bathtub the same way again. Mark tried to interject. We were on vacation. It was the Amalfi Coast. Everything looks better in sunlight. The point is, Kelly said, wiping away tears of laughter, our daughter now knows way too much about our bubble bath habits. Lola, for her part, handled it with a surprising amount of maturity, after screaming and threatening to bleach her eyes. She gave us a 10-minute TED talk about digital hygiene, Mark said. She changed our passcodes, deleted half our apps, and made us promise to never, ever use the cloud again. I didn't even know I was using the cloud, Kelly confessed. The rest of the weekend went on without further incident, though Lola insisted on sleeping on the couch instead of in the yoga sex room, as she now called it. They watched old movies, ordered sushi, played a slightly awkward game of charades where everyone avoided any word that could be remotely interpreted as risque. She hugged us goodbye on Sunday and said, thanks for the trauma, Kelly said. Which, honestly, I think is the modern way of saying, I love you. The story, while hilarious, opened up a broader conversation during the show about family boundaries, digital privacy, and the surprising realities of empty nesting. You get used to your house being quiet, Kelly said. You reclaim your space. But then they come home, and you realize, you've got some explaining to do. Mark nodded. Also, never underestimate how tech-savvy your kids are. They will find everything. The audience roared with laughter, and fans took to social media, many sharing their own horror stories about children stumbling upon parental secrets. One viewer wrote, "My son found my husband's gym selfies from the 90s. He now refers to him as Thor the Terrifying." Another said, "This is why I have a separate locked folder for anything remotely romantic. Kids are like digital bloodhounds." But amidst the comedy, there was a heartwarming thread that ran through Kelly and Mark's story, one of a family that truly loves each other, flaws, awkwardness, and all. Honestly, Kelly concluded, "It's kind of nice to know that after all these years, we can still embarrass her." Mark leaned in and added, "Mission accomplished." And just like that, something bad happened, became a new inside joke in the Consuelos household. A reminder that family isn't perfect, it's real, raw, and occasionally very, very funny. Especially when cloud storage is involved.